What's up, guys? I want to talk to you real quick about our new SHEAVY indicator. This was created by SHEAVY. So you may prefer you call it SHEAVY. I like saying SHEAVY though, because it's a lot of fun to say. So first of all, I'm going to talk to you about how to put it onto your chart, and then a little bit about how to use it. The first thing you need to do is be a member of the Cryptocurrently VIP. There is a link for that in the description of the video. If you are a member already, we just need your TradingView name, and we can give you access to the script. It is limited. You aren't able to just get into it. There's a lock on it. So for the purpose of the video, I'm going to hide the price, and I'll bring that up a little bit later. But let's go ahead and hit our indicators. Obviously, it usually comes up to your favorites somewhere in here. So you can go to invite only scripts, and you're going to see swing trade. It might say SHEAVY on your screen. Mine says swing trade because that's when I was given access. It was still called swing trade, and it's by SHEAVY. And you can favorite that thing right there and just click it. So in your favorites, you will now have swing trade showing up right there. So this is what it looks like. It might take a minute to load on your screen. I've had it on my screen before, so it shows up pretty quickly. If it takes some time to load, go ahead and change to the 12-hour or just a different time frame. You can use this on any time frame. It shows up on the 8-minute. It shows up on the 3-day or the weekly. But we're going to start on a daily time frame, and we'll drill down a little bit as we go through the video. So I already mentioned that I took off my price, and there's still a lot of things going on the screen. This black line, personally, I don't use it all, neither does SHEAVY. So I'm going to show you how to take this off of your screen. Then we also have some moving averages here. You can see this yellow, the red, the orange, and the purple are all moving averages. You can change those colors if you would like, but you just need to be aware of which moving average is which color. Then you've also got this cloud. The cloud and the moving averages will show you where support and resistances are. Also, they'll show you if we're in an uptrend or a downtrend. Currently on a daily time frame, we still have the longest moving average on top, followed by the red line, orange, and purple, which is going to be a downtrend. You can see when we were in an uptrend, purple was on top and yellow was on bottom, and we've done a full cross here. So let's show you how to change some of these things, take some off, adjust it a little bit, clean this up. So I mentioned I don't like this black line. That's called the lagging span. I'm just going to turn that off right here. Also on the cloud, it's got these lines around it. It's good to see when those cross, but personally I like to just turn those off. So I just have the cloud itself. It's kind of hard to see right now, but you can see it a little bit better in just a moment. I'm also going to change the color of my moving averages. I'm going to do some blue hues. And you'll see why I'm choosing the colors I do here in just a moment. I'm also going to make my longer moving averages a little bit thicker lines so that you can see them a little bit better. So this is what it looks like now. If this is what your chart looks like, if you don't have a solid line and you've got gaps in between these red lines, then you need to change something. Easiest way to do it is to flip to a dark theme. And now you'll see, let me hide the price again, that there are no gaps in your line. You've got a white buy signal and a red sell signal. The default on SHEAVY is white and red. So if you have a white background, you won't see it. However, if you want to keep your white background, you could change your buy signal. Sorry, that's the wrong one. You could change your buy signal to this green. I'm going to leave it as white. I'm also going to make a couple other changes to show you how I like my screen. I like a dark blue background. I take the grid lines off. I like my scale lines to be a nice bold white. So this is how mine looks before I add the candles back on. You can see it's a lot more organized, a lot easier to see what's going on. So let's put the candles back on. You'll just go to Show, and this is what it looks like. You can see inside the standard red and green colors, the candles have different colors themselves. There's green, red, white. There's also a bright green, and there's a bright red that honestly I haven't seen on these high time frames at all. The candle colors represent RSI. So you know here at a bright green that we were at a really high RSI level. In fact, we reached over 90 RSI on a daily time frame on this candle and the day before. So there was some pullback there. If you look at the legend of how to use it, this is when you're in and long. Entering the longs, the strongest signal is going to be white on white. It doesn't really mention it here, but this green, when it goes to a bright green like that, then it's a pretty good signal that your long is wearing out. It's running out of energy. And here, we went bright green, and then we turned to a sell signal. But soon after that, we had that buy signal kick back in. So it'd kind of be up to you if you held through that or not. But when you start zooming out on the chart, it's hard to see what all's going on in here. So the last thing I like to do is change my candles to the bars and make sure that they're not the thin bars. So change your candles here to bars, go to your settings, and turn off thin bars. So you can see how much thicker the bars are and easier to see. So this is what I look at when I'm using the SHEAVY indicator. Now again, I'm on a daily time frame. You can see how well SHEAVY caught some of these moves. It turned white here, and we just had a massive run up. It turned red at the top. You could have sold the top. You could have sold the literal top. The day we reached the top, SHEAVY turned red. You could have sold the literal top and even shorted and made a lot more money. The red on red is going to be the strongest. Let me make this smaller here. So red on red is going to be the strongest short, but you could have entered a high risk short here at the top. So this works on all time frames. As you start drilling down into smaller time frames, you're going to see more changes. Still pretty similar through here. So you've got a couple whites here. There's just more changes on lower time frames than there are going to be on higher time frames. So lower time frames, you're going to be holding positions for less time. And it's true as you keep going. 4-hour time frame is still considered a swing trade in my opinion. But just yesterday I saw the 4-hour went white on white. And when I went to the 1 hour, it was white on white as well. the 15-minute. If we can get in close enough to see our SHEAVY signal line. White on white. White on white. So I bought right in here based on the confluence between these different time frames, and we caught a pretty massive move. I think it was actually in here that I bought yesterday, so I had bought in here too, but it was right in here. I don't want to lie to you, but this is where I bought based on this confluence. Let me see. Well, I'm on the 15-minute time frame, aren't I? Let's go down to 1 hour. So I bought, it was about 26 hours ago, just a little bit over 1 day. So it probably was before that. Somewhere in here. What time is it? Yeah, it was right here. I caught this bottom right here by watching the confluence between the different time frames. So we actually caught, a 5% move in 24 hours. It's pretty decent, just by using SHEAVY, not by using any other indicators. And I also know that this is a high RSI level, and this is a lower RSI level, even though our candles are getting taller, our price is getting higher, our RSI tops are getting lower. That's bearish divergence. So I've closed my long position. We got a sell here. I did short a little bit in here based on the, it was right in here, based on the bearish divergence I was seeing. I am in a small short position. SHEAVY hasn't given us a red signal on this time frame yet, but if we go down to smaller time frames, we can see that it gave us a sell signal right in here. So I've used some other indicators, some other buy-sell indicators, some that have their own flags for when to short or long. The one thing I really like about SHEAVY is how it helps you manage your position. Coming through here, again, I'm back on the daily. The candles never changed from red. They were red the entire time through this. So remember, it says a white line plus a dark red candle would be a high-risk long. So really it's saying you could long here, but you probably shouldn't. So you could have kept your position open through this, understanding, hey, we might see a bounce here, but it's still not giving me a true close. It's just saying that it's a possible long. Now, if it had gone to white on white, then that would be a definite signal to close your short, that you opened up here and went in red on red. But it stayed red on white through this whole move. It gave you the first true buy signal right here. So let's capture that sell signal here, buy signal here. We're looking at 28%. I'd say that's pretty decent for just looking at a chart and reading this. I've used some indicators that show you that buy-sell flag, but they don't help you manage your position. And honestly, SHEAVY has been more accurate during the entire length of this move than any of those that I've seen or used. I'm really impressed with this thing. Satoshi has gone above and beyond to make this thing accurate and make it work. I'm proud that it's part of our cryptocurrency group and part of our offerings. If you're not a member yet, I highly recommend you join. There's a link in the description. Once you are a member, just get us your TradingView name. We'll give you access to this. Currently, Satoshi Heavy is the only one that has the ability to add your access. So be a little patient with us. Understand that it might take us, a little bit to get you that access. Once you do, you just go to that invite-only scripts, add that swing trade or SHEAVY, make it your favorite, and you can put it on here. You no longer need, if you were using the RSI candles, you can turn those off because that is built into SHEAVY. So I highly recommend joining. Get access to the script, simplify your life, combine this with your other TA methods, and let's make some money on this thing. Alright guys, if you have any questions, feel free to comment on the YouTube video or send them over in our Discord group. We'll talk to you all soon.